live from New York. It's a show that's in a bit of a predicament, you see? We don't have an unlimited budget here. We kind of have to put some bets on the board. So we really prepared because you were so persistent. You told me all year they're practicing. I was arguing about point differential.
Smartly, Brew. And now we get to have the only show with a proper celebration for Luka's Laker debut. Oh my! What a day!
We've planned this whole thing for Chiefs, and we're still going to do it.
Don't you pop that.
It's not at your face.
Don't you pop that.
But we have to do it. We can't return any of this stuff.
You spent too much money.
We spent
You guys hung the banners.
They were three Super Bowls.
We didn't have to hang them.
It just is what it is at this point. I'm sorry. It's the first hour of First Things First. Today, three-peat denied. What went wrong for Mahomes and our own Nick Wright? Meanwhile, Philly triumphant. Jalen Hurts answers the call. How does this performance affect his legacy? And finally, Saquon already talking about a three-peat. No,
I don't think he's talking.
He's talking about their own dynasty.
Worry more about your script and less about your confetti poppers.
Don't tell me what to do.
Can I jump in?
Yeah,
here?
go ahead. You want one?
I got one.
Nick!
Okay. Guys, we're on TV.
Sorry. Okay. Alongside Chris
Look at my
Broussard,
face.
I'm Kevin Wildes. Nick, are you excited for today's show?
Never been more excited.
Okay,
I have confetti in my mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They told me not to hit the
They told you not to hit the lights. Didn't mean to hit me in the eyes.
I'm sorry. We're starting with an epic blowout. Chiefs three-peat dreams crushed early. Where in the first half, Patrick Mahomes literally had more yards throwing to Cooper DeJean, 48, than his own teammates, 33. Mahomes was down by 34 in the fourth quarter. Then he came alive, though, bro.
Yeah, he padded those stats. That's what he did.
Try to get the show back on track. And again, I'm sorry, but we did spend all the money on the goods and services for the Chiefs. But we really, honestly, enough silliness. We won't do this. But just give real analysis on when doubt crept in that the three-peat wasn't going to happen.
10-0, I felt fine. They've been down 10.
It's already spent. It's already in the budget.
They were booked before the game started. So sorry. When did doubt creep in?
10-0. I didn't like how the game was going.
Right.
But they have been down 10 in literally every Super Bowl win. And so I was by no means panicked. The pick six was not great.
No.
But even in that moment, pick six, okay, down 17, they were still, okay, down 17, going to get the ball at half, got to score before half. When I first felt real doubt was post-pick six, 3 and out. When I was like, oh. Like,
Right.
They know now the margin of error is gone and went 3 and out. Then right after that, they got the ball back. Mahomes got hit and threw the next pick.
Yeah.
And now it's seemingly game over. It's seemingly game over.
Sorry. Again, this wasn't. Keep going. You have to. We're here for your analysis. Sorry.
It's seemingly game over.
Yes. Sorry. Keep
However, and so Brew, what do you think I did at halftime? You know what I did.
Walk the dog.
Without the dog. I just walked around the block repeatedly. No phone, no dog, just thinking. And I had a moment where I was like, wait a minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute. This whole dynasty started down 24-0 against
Makes
the Houston
sense.
Texans. That was the first
That's
playoff
right.
game
Okay,
of the
okay.
2019 season.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I was now the end of that walk thinking, would 24-0 trump 28-3? It's one less point, but it's
Crossed my
feels
mind
but
a
that
little bit.
all of it. So
it could comfort you in that moment.
yes. So I had renewed hope. That was immediately extinguished on the first drive of the half. It was as impressive a defensive line 4-man performance in any game of consequence, Bruce, since the last time a team walked into a Super Bowl with a chance to be stamped the greatest of all time. I think it was the best defensive line performance in a Super Bowl since the 2007 New York Giants held one of the greatest offenses ever to 14 points. And it was very clear the Chiefs didn't have answers. It was very clear Mahomes was not going to be able to activate a gear that he always has been able to activate. And instead, he was just shaky the whole time. And it was very clear the Eagles last night were the better team and the deserving champion. Like, that is what it is.
Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, even at 24-0, and I had people
Can't drink
over.
my
and-
coffee because it's filled with confetti.
I put mine under the table for that very reason.
Good teammate. Go ahead. Sorry. bro.
I even at 24-0, I mean, I felt it was probably over. But I was like, look, they'll make some adjustments. They get the ball back. Reed, obviously, I was thinking is great at that. And, you know, like you said, they came out and didn't do it, and it was essentially a wrap. I thought going in, though, that we would learn a lot by the first tush push from Philly.
Yep.
So, because Casey had been so good against Buffalo, and I know theirs isn't as good, but when Philly just ran right through the Chiefs' defense on this. He was like 4 yards into the end zone, and I'm thinking, this is not Buffalo. This is not the Bills. And, Nick, that's what we saw play out on the other side of the ball. The defensive front for Philly just dominated the game. And when they could get to Mahomes with 4, it was because then you got 7 covering all the receivers.
They didn't blitz once until late third quarter.
And Nick, I never, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I never in my life thought I would say that these Chiefs look like breakdancers.
Oh,
They look like some breakdancers.
Can't be good.
Check this.
Right.
That's right. This is what they look like.
Again.
Actually, not even this good. Kick it, fellas.
Again.
We
They were booked earlier.
They didn't have those shirts. But
It was
it
going to be.
doesn't even narratively make sense.
no, it does make sense because they actually looked like they
Chiefs-
didn't want none. They didn't want to be physical with the Eagles.
Yeah.
No, but
They
they
got
did.
bullied.
The Chiefs' run defense was the one thing that showed up.
It don't matter. They got ran through. The offensive line got ran
Yeah,
through. 6
yeah.
sacks with 4 rushers, no blitzes. This is what they look like.
Yeah.
Actually, these dudes look better.
Always a crowd favorite.
Much better. Yeah, that's right. Kicking it. Now, had it been a breakdancing contest, the Chiefs might have been all right.
Give more cogent
I
analysis.
think we got a full concert going on. But anyway, then this, Nick. Outstanding, fellas.
Excellent as
That's
always.
an A. That is an A. A plus. A plus. Now look, obviously I say my grades for the Cowboys. But if I was grading the Chiefs and Mahomes and Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, all of them on the biggest stage in the biggest games of their life with history on the line.
Yeah.
If I was grading them, Nick, it'd be an F game.
You
The
can't.
Chiefs, F game, played an F game, F
gotta be
game.
kidding
The
me.
Chiefs,
Yeah, we
F
had
game. They
everyone-
played their worst game, F game. Now
These
Nick
guys are gonna
Wright,
surround
F game. It's so sad, F game. Mahomes, F game, F game, F game. Tom Brady still a GOAT. Whoa, 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 woo. The Chiefs, F game, played so bad. F game, destiny. F game, denied. F game, no three-peat. F game, no parade. F game, oh, F game, F game, F game. Tom Brady still a GOAT. Tom Brady still a GOAT. Tom Brady still a GOAT. TB12 still a GOAT. 7 rings still a GOAT. Tom Brady still a GOAT. Tom Brady.
Now that one we were able to have some creative little editorial changes there. But the rest of the stuff is.
If I was grading, I'm not grading.
No.
Can I give one actual cogent response to that?
Yeah, we're trying to have a real show. It's
Steve
not like
Spagnuolo doesn't deserve an F. I thought
They got 40 put on.
well, but the defense. I mean,
They stopped Saquon,
they stopped.
but nothing else.
Yes, but and again, we're going to get to Patrick in a second. I just want to be totally fair here, and I think Patrick took the accountability. Pick 6 is not on the defense.
Okay. No.
The
34.
second, 33. The second pick, which set him up inside the 15, I'm not putting that on the defense. Now we're down 27. And the fumble, the strip sack fumble, they got a field goal out of it. I thought, honest to God, the defense played not great, but fine. This was a failure by the Chiefs' offense that polluted every piece of the game, and so I
thought the best defensive coordinator in the game was Vic Fangio by a mile.
Well, so Vic Fangio, it was, I can't even think of the word. I just had people singing "Tom Brady is the GOAT" in my ear. But the pinnacle of his entire career.
Yes.
I mean, it was Vic
fantastic.
Fangio's masterpiece. There's no doubt about it. I didn't leave that Super Bowl saying the Chiefs' defense let us down. That's not how I felt. I felt like the offense had 23 yards in the first half and turned the ball over, and I feel like that's how Patrick felt as well.
All right, we'll move on to Patrick now. Mahomes' final stat line got a boost after Sirianni was covered in Gatorade. Here's the numbers from his first 11 drives. Barely completed half his passes, 159 yards, 3 turnovers, and was down 40-6. Now, if he won, we were prepared for him to become NFL royalty, and I would have, in earnest, entertained the idea that he was the new.
This is unbelievable. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I guess this is what we're doing.
I'm not even enjoying this at this point.
Well, we spent the money.
The money spent. We can't return it. It's environmentally irresponsible too. Mm-hmm. How much of this loss is on Mahomes?
The vast majority. Listen, what?
Sorry. I'm upset too.
So this is one of the worst games of his career. I will again, because I'm going to be fair across the board here. I reject the stat padding piece of it. I think that was fighting to the end. I don't think it was. I care about what my stat line is.
Oh no, I don't think that. I agree with that.
Okay,
I just meant the
numbers look better than the performance.
Right, that's all.
I expected him to not give up.
He wasn't going to give.
Okay, all right. I don't mean that.
Because there, you do sometimes.
I just mean in 5 years, people look at me like,
oh, he won that bad. No. This is one of the worst games of his career. He said it that. And I said it, down 10-0, it wasn't going well. They weren't moving the ball, but they've been there before, and the pick 6, you're way up against it. Now it's 17. The defense gets a stop. You go 3 and out, you throw a pick, and now it's over. And so I don't really care about the fumble. I don't. They were down 30, and he was trying to chuck it.
Yeah.
But the first third down attempt of the game, He's a little behind Travis. Now, Travis, maybe he just didn't seem right the whole game. By right, I don't mean like he was hurt. I mean, it just didn't seem like Patrick Mahomes. And so I know that the smartest football people are going to explain how he was drawing dead because of the offensive line. But I can't choose to like those people in this instance when I've kind of hated them all year. And so, yes, it is the single best path to beat any great quarterback. Any great quarterback is pressure with 4. Like, it's not even analysis.
Right.
It's like what's the best path to win a baseball game? Have your star guy hit 5 home runs. Like, yes, we know. And so he was in a very difficult circumstance, and had they lost because Philly was getting pressure with 4, but it looked differently, then I would feel differently. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, it was just stacked deck, or Philly played their best game. It was a combination of Philly playing as well defensively as I feel any team has played in any game all year, and Kansas City's superstar, I believe most talented player in the history of the league, having his worst game in years.
Yeah.
So when you are the leader of the team, the best player of the team, and you have your worst game of the year, it'd be like if Saquon had 4 fumbles and the defense gave, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, like, you can't have it. So is it all on, I won't say it's all on Patrick, like 100%, because it's a football game, but I mean, this will, I feel, I'll finish it with this, Brew. I feel very differently about this game than I did the Tampa one. Tampa, I thought, it's kind of the opposite. His stat line from the Tampa game looks to me way worse than he actually played. You watch that game, there's drops, and he's under duress. This game, he didn't look like himself, and he said it. So, a lot of it.
Yeah, look, I thought he was kind because he kind of said other guys played fine. It was all he kind of took it all on him.
He tried to take it all.
And it's not all on him. He was under duress all night long. Like, I don't know who would have played well necessarily under those circumstances. Their pass rush, in addition, Nick, to getting there with 4, and Coach talked about it, Greg talked about it in the analysis going into the game, they kept their lanes perfect. So when he couldn't get out, and so he moved up, and he was moving up, and somebody was there. Like, so but here's the deal, and you said it. If they would have won that game, even if he wasn't great, but they win.
Who's they?
The Chiefs.
Okay, got you.
He's going to get the lion's share of the credit because he's Patrick Mahomes, and So he does in that regard. If it goes the opposite way, you do have to get the lion's share of the blame. Like I said, I had people over, and one guy said early, like in the first quarter, Mahomes is rattled, and I said, Mahomes don't get rattled. I said he's playing poorly. He missed some throws, but he doesn't get rattled. But honestly, and I apologize, Brett, I had to, it's my house. He's eating my food. I had to be the one with the football announcement. But he looked rattled. Like, for one of the few times, and the only time I can really remember him looking rattled. And so like you said, Nick, I just, the pick 6, I don't know what he was thinking, because DeJean was right there.
Pick 6
clearly
was terrible
didn't see him.
play. The second
DeJean was right there. The second one pretty much ended the game, because that's where, like you said, maybe they can score, and then you get the ball at half. This was going to be at least 3 for the Eagles, and it turns out to be 7 and 24-0, and it was pretty much a wrap. Now that one again. He was getting hit.
That's what I was going to say. I thought the pick 6 was a bigger unforced mistake than that one. But listen, I'm going to, for the second time this show, reference the 07 Patriots game. Because I do think it happened to Tom and that team, and I think it happened to Patrick and this team. I think for the first time all year, the moment got to him a bit. That Patriots team, you saw, it was such a unique thing because nobody going into that year thought that was going to be the greatest team of all time. Nobody did. We've changed it in our brains. They got Randy for a 4th rounder. They were coming off a bad playoff defeat a year after a previous bad playoff defeat, right? They were and the beginning of the year, they immediately started blasting everyone. blind. They couldn't set the Vegas line high enough, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started chasing, like being talked about, could they go undefeated? And as the year got later, those games got closer. And they should have lost to Baltimore. Ray Lewis got so mad as they called timeout, they would have beat them, all of it. The playoff games weren't these totally one-sided affairs, but they obviously won everything. And then in the Super Bowl, on the doorstep of it, they scored 14 points and played their worst game of the year by a mile. The Chiefs all year long, they were not the juggernaut those Patriots were, but they were dealing with the pressure of history all year, the quest for the three-peat. They dealt with it as well as any team I've ever seen, including in the AFC Championship game, playing their best game of the year. And then on the doorstep of it, they couldn't kick the door down.
Yeah.
And that will sit with Patrick like forever. I mean, it just will. Like the chance to do this again is incredibly unlikely.
You and I thought, and we said it Friday, Mahomes would rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And instead,
Wilds did too, for the record.
Yeah,
He picked
I
the
did.
Chiefs.
I'm a Mahomes guy.
right.
Everybody knows that.
Instead, it looked like Aaron Judge in these World Series against the Dodgers. It looked like LeBron in 2011 against Dallas. It looked like Elway in some of his
But it was the
big
whole
Super Bowl
team.
losses. I know, but
DeAndre's dropping balls,
it was the whole
Travis,
team, but he is the star. And again, he would have gotten the lion's share of the credit had they won. He's got the lion's share of the credit this year, even though ironically he wasn't a Pro Bowler. But even though he didn't have his typical year.
I guess I wouldn't use the Aaron Judge example because that was a guy who, to me, if we're going to go cross sport real quick, it's more Magic in '84.
Because he had won before.
Because he had won multiple times before. He had been great in big moments. You know what I mean?
Right.
There was no questions. Then it was this weird, what the hell just happened type of thing. And that's what happened.
What are we doing with the banners?
Nothing. I don't know. The banners, you have no reason to have hung them. You have no reason. They cost very little.
But I feel like now it's kind of like, you ever been like outside caught in a rainstorm? At a certain point, you just put down your umbrella and just deal with getting soaked. So we might as well just.
I got one more left.
We might as well just do it all. So
are they the Chiefs banners I had made?
I don't know.
Or did you guys make Eagles?
I'm
privy to the
guessing that's
banners.
what they are, but I have no idea. I
So
never know what the banners are.
I was going to be dropping if the three-peat
This
happened.
is so sad.
I'm going to give you love, though, once you drop it.
Hobbs, what are? Oh, man.
That's still on the board, just delayed. Let me see
Yes,
this.
delayed.
That's still on the board.
Still
on the board.
I will let
Still
that
on the
one
board.
have a heartbeat.
Slightly.
This is no longer
Still
on the board.
Who knows?
That's
Two
definitely
more?
on the
Who
board.
knows?
Slightly.
No.
That one's
These are
canceled.
bad.
That's done.
That one's canceled. What's this last one? Oh, God, dog it. This is like the shirts
it's a
they
tough
send
one.
you gotta be kidding me.
Bravo. Oh, I had an extra one.